And this is just some time that I'm getting to squeeze something in for today, because my lives bring me a lot of energy. The people come in, they pay attention, they ask me questions, I get a lot of feedback, so I like doing lives. But we're talking about wolves in sheep's clothing today. We're talking about nasty pastors and wolves in sheep's clothing. Um, there have been several occasions that I have ran into some pretty foul religious leaders, pastors, spiritual leaders, ministers, and things like that. I told the story on my channel already that I had one of my longtime pastors from when I was a child come on to me, and I didn't receive that very well. It would just made me uncomfortable, um, especially because I grew up around this man. Um, there have been pastors that have wanted to sleep with me. And when I was in Christianity and I was dating, I came across a lot of ministers and pastors. And I expressed to them that I was living a life of abstinence. And that's the route I wanted to take until I got married again. And you won't believe, most of them, if not all of them, they were okay with having sex out of wedlock. They were okay with it. They didn't see anything wrong with it um, whatsoever. And that was an issue for me. That was a big issue for me. And unfortunately, there's a lot of SAing going on in the churches. You have the clergy, you have the Catholic Church, and what's been going on with the young men in those churches. Um, Unfortunately, very recently, we have experienced some family members, and we got involved as well, that had money basically stolen and taken away from them by a so-called pastor. And on my channel also, I talked about why I stopped going to church. I had a young lady made a comment, and she said she stopped going to church because her young daughter was SA'd by someone in the church, and the church did absolutely nothing about it. So, um, again, this is talking about nasty, foul pastors, preachers, ministers, clergy people that have no respect for the Bible or for scripture or living a life at a higher level, as they should, being leaders of the flock. And unfortunately, the sick is who is supposed to gravitate towards the church and towards religion, because they need healing. They're already in pain and hurting, and they want to alleviate some things so that they can live a better life. But unfortunately, because the church is such a haven, in religion, and is a haven for sick people, it's also a hunting ground of the sick people and of the weaker people. And we really need to get a grip on this and start holding these pastors and these religious leaders accountable for what they are doing, and stop sweeping it under the rug. We need to start calling them out in these churches. We need to start calling them out outside of the churches, and not being quiet about this, because it's happening way too often. We have young children being SA'd in the church, and by leaders and parishioners, and just people in the church, and so-called deacons and things like that. You have women, young women, being taken advantage of, and you have grown women taken advantage of, because even grown women can be lied to. Like I was saying, I ran into a lot of pastors when I was dating, and they didn't have any problem with sleeping with me, even though I expressed to them that I wanted to remain abstinent until I got married. So these pastors aren't any different than people out here in the world. You have to be very careful and vigilant about, your children, who they're around, who you leave them around. Even if it's people in church, especially if it's people in the church, you have to be very careful, and keep your eyes open about what's going on around you, because they're taking advantage of the fact that you're seeking help, you're seeking understanding and wisdom, and they're taking advantage of the fact that they are so-called leaders and teachers. And a lot of these men are married, and they're doing these things in the church, unfortunately. So I'm going to go back and read some of these comments. I want to thank you all for coming in. I'm not ignoring you. I was just trying to get through what was on my mind for the day, because I find that it is happening and has been happening way too long. And this is a cycle that needs to be broken. Okay. Yes, Protestant church. Yes, Protestant church, or non-Protestant church. Gaff, af, Gaff, af. Okay. Yes, we're mostly Protestant churches because that's what religion was based on in the United States. Most of the churches were Protestant because they were trying to get away from the Catholic Church. So yes, even in Protestant churches, Catholic churches, any denomination, it does not matter. This is happening across the board everywhere. All right, Zach 1209, church. Yes, church. Ince, or Ince, INCE. Life has no niche. Hi from Montenegro. Hello. Hello from Montenegro. Edna Musgrove, perch sister. I'm trying to perch and purge or whatever it is, but it's something that's on my mind. I'm trying to get it off today. Thank you. I have a beautiful face. I appreciate that. I really do. Are you just going to talk gibberish? Durgaffaf. I return that back to you. I do not accept any negativity. You speak gibberish. May you speak gibberish. I am returning every and all things back onto people that speak and try to do things to me. I'm not having it. I'm not the one. If you think I'm speaking gibberish and you don't feel that assault in the church or by people who are supposed to be helping other people is important, then you can find your way off of this live and off of my channel for good. Logan Thrasher, what is he saying? I am not sure, honey. Zubair Brav King, are you Muslim? No, I am not Muslim. However, what I believe and what some Muslims believe are pretty similar. And believe it or not, Christianity, Judaism, and Muslim or Islam, they have a ton of similarities because they are all based on Abrahamic religion. What is she saying? You don't have to ask what she is saying in third person, honey. You can ask me what I'm saying, Logan. Just ask me what I'm saying. And if you don't understand what I'm saying, you can just replay the video and you'll get the full spiel, okay? Thank you, Zach 1209. Thank you for the compliment. I really appreciate it. And thank you for subscribing, Ince. I appreciate that. Ruan Fernando, hello from Brazil. Yes, hello. You know, a lot of us, unfortunately, a lot of us went to Brazil in the transatlantic slave trade. A lot of people think that most of the slaves came to the Americas, as to the United States or North America, but most of them went to South America. And Brazil has a very, very high African rooted population. Yeah. Ruan, I do not speak Spanish fluently. Unfortunately, I wish I did. I'm trying to work on that. Then change the churches. That is what I am trying to do. The church is actually the people. The church is not the building. And that's the problem in a lot of how things got misconstrued, is because we think that churches are these big, beautiful buildings, and they're not. It's the souls that's sitting inside of them that's actually the church. Yep. Christ said, if you love me, feed my sheep. So we're supposed to be taking care of people, not taking advantage of them. All right. So do Brazil, beautiful fingers. Okay. Thank you. I think, Logan. Okay. You need more hunters to get on work. Not sure what you mean, Astro. Thank you and welcome from Brazil. I'm the only one here. Well, thank you for being the only one here. People come in and go out, but they're still going to catch the message, and that's all I'm concerned about. It doesn't matter how many people are here right now. Eventually someone will hear the message, and that's all this is about. And even if one person hears the message, at least it reached someone. And believe it or not, Mr. Logan, I have 5 likes on this particular video, so you're not the only one here. All right. I don't have lovely nails, sir. I don't have any nails, no polish or anything, but I thank you. They're all natural right now. All right. It's all very well said. Thank you so much. Yeah. So that's just my goal, and I feel my purpose in life is to project what has been put on my psyche or on my spirit to speak. Earlier today, I was talking about sex trafficking, and then I went on to talk about are women out of control, and you can go back and watch that video. And now I'm talking about wolves in sheep's clothing. Unfortunately, how a lot of these religious leaders are taking advantage of the people that come to them for help. But that's pretty much all I have. If you all don't have any more questions, comments, or concerns, I want to thank you all again for spending your time with me, because time is precious. You can't get it back, and I truly appreciate it. Am I a pastor? No. But if I want to talk about that, in the last days, you're going to have the young, the old, women, children, everybody speaking the words that need to be spoken. You're not going to have a piece of paper or letters behind your name to spread the truth or spread the gospel. Yeah. Baptist or what? I grew up Baptist. Yes, I grew up in a Baptist church, and then throughout my life I attended holiness or Pentecostal churches, and then I came to the understanding that a lot of the African Americans that were brought here, or Africans that were brought here, were actually of the tribes of Israel. And so once I came to that understanding, that opened up my eyes to religion in a whole different light. And so right now I'm just kind of withdrawn, and I'm just hearing from what the higher power has to say to me personally. I'm not congregating with a specific group or anything. I'm just reading the Bible and reading other spiritual literature, and to get a deeper understanding of it for myself, because there's truth in every religion, there's falsehoods in every religion, and there's something to be gained from everything. No one has it completely right. Christianity doesn't have it completely right. Judaism, Muslim, Hinduism, any and all of them, none of them have it completely 100% right. All right, because it has all been touched by man, and man, unfortunately, they have their own mission and goals, and sometimes they put their little sticky fingers in the books and in the doctrines so that it fits them. So we have to kind of sift through all of that to get the truth and find out what the truth is for us. Yeah. Good to know. I'm very attractive. Thank you, Eric. I appreciate that. I really, really appreciate that. Yeah. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up if there aren't any more questions, comments, and concerns. And thank you all for watching, and you be blessed. If you're not subscribed to the channel, please do so. There's something on here for everyone. It's called Life Has No Niche, because I talk about some of everything, from religion to just family life to healthy eating, easy recipes, to us being landlords and real estate investors, being parents at an older age, raising children at an older age, and having adult children, and work in the 9 to 5. I talk about some of everything on here. Yeah. But yeah, that's it, guys. And like I said, you all be blessed.